right, it is time for relationship conversation. Now, this has become one of my favorite segments on the show because I get to improve my relationships, and all my female friends can tell that in the past 2 to 3 weeks, life has been better. I have been treating them with more love, and I've been communicating better as well. All right, now, and joining us in with this conversation is no other than Andre Ogbewele. Now, he's a certified marriage and family counselor with 3 years of practice in providing effective and tailored counseling services to individuals, couples, and organizations with God at the core. We are welcome to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm
How
good.
You doing? And
right.
I can see you have a card, best dad ever.
Oh yes.
Yes, I think it's from the Father's Day
Yeah,
celebration.
Father's Day was on Sunday.
Oh, lovely.
So where I serve, which is church,
All right.
I decided to do something for the fathers in church, and
They gave everyone like a face cap.
every father that attended service.
Ah, lovely. That was awesome. That's awesome. We had like cufflinks. They gave everybody like cufflinks at my own church.
Oh, okay. Mine was this, mugs, and some other things. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Yes.
All right. I know you're trying to show me that your church you are doing better. I will not still come to your church. I know you're trying to do. You're telling me that they give you I don't give you mug and face cap.
It's a choice.
All right. No wahala.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about red flags. We're having the topic today is red flags.
Yes.
Red flags, warning sign. First question: what is the biggest red flag any guy or any lady should look out for before picking a partner?
Yes. Actually, during picking a partner.
Okay, during.
Yeah, you need to meet someone first.
All right.
Have conversations. Basically, for me, again, because God at the core for me, you need to be submitted to a spiritual head. For me, it's God.
Okay.
So once you're submitted to a spiritual head, it simply means that there's someone he or she listens to.
Okay.
That has authority. If not, you can't date someone who has nobody he listens to or respects enough to call him to order or advise him on relationships.
So for those people who, do not believe in religion or are not spiritual, is it okay for us to say there is someone, maybe an uncle or a counselor or a teacher, that they can, listen to or share their problems with whenever there are issues? Is that okay? Does that still work?
Oh, yes. But I would rather you have a counselor.
Okay.
Reason being, if you use your uncle, he might be biased.
Okay.
And so whatever advice he gives to you will come from that point of view. So you see how dicey it is. So it's always better if you don't have a spiritual head, then have a counselor that you speak to.
All right. Now let's talk about some of the, I don't know if you call them popular red flags, but also very dynamic red flags. So the first one is gaslighting.
Yes.
How is gaslighting a red flag? As a matter of fact, this is not an obvious thing to see, physically, because they're physical red flags. I'll give you a good example. This is my red flag, all right? I don't like ladies that are, I would only date a lady that is down to earth, all right? I don't like ladies that are above the belt, if I can explain that way. But I just like ladies that are down to earth. And some people will tell me, oh,
that's not a red flag.
No, yeah, exactly. Some people tell me, oh, they don't mind if she's taller than you. She's, even if she's like 7 feet, don't care.
Yeah.
But, if a lady is taller than me, for some reason, I'm not attracted to taller women. All right, so is that not a red flag?
No, that's not a red flag. That's a personal opinion. For whatever reason of what you're dealing with, that you seem to be specific
no, the problem is I
about.
can't be looking up to you and you're looking down at me now. I don't know. It's just...
But at the end of the day, right, that really doesn't matter. See, attraction is a thing, right? It is part of the thing. It what brings you to the table. But attraction, physical attraction, doesn't sustain a relationship or a marriage.
That's very hard for me to take. Sometimes where you're just with your partner and then, you just wake up in the morning and then the beautiful face of that your partner just makes your day a little better. Like,
then you start to have kids, and then you start to grow older. And
so
then
you're saying that at some point the beauty wouldn't like hold anything?
No, it still holds, but beauty doesn't raise a family.
True.
Beauty doesn't help in communication, which is also part of a red flag.
Yeah.
Once you talked about gaslighting. If you're in a relationship and that person makes you constantly doubt yourself, you should seek help, because at that point you start to second guess every single thing you do, and that's not healthy for you.
All right.
Yeah.
And what about manipulation as well? I mean, same thing.
You see,
Yeah.
you already said it.
Yeah.
The word manipulation alone states for a fact anyone who manipulates you doesn't want the best for you. Now, another red flag is change. Someone trying to change you. As much as change is a constant in life, you see, that particular one is dicey.
That's a dicey one.
Change is a constant in life.
Yeah.
But you see, if you're with a partner, that person's duty is to make you a better version of yourself, not try to reorient you to what they feel should be. So you see how different it is. So it's pretty tricky.
All right. So what are some toxic behaviors, to watch out for? When you start having a conversation with someone you like, maybe you like the appearance, and you're like, what are some toxic behaviors to just watch out for in other people?
Okay, first things first is communication. How they communicate, not just with you, but people around them, friends, family. If there's a conflict, how do they respond to, such conflicts? Stonewalling. If someone should stonewall you, you have an altercation, and then the person should ghost you.
True.
Now that is a problem. It's a red flag, which means if you do get married, what do you think will happen?
I think you already said it last week that whatever is happening in your relationship phase, don't expect it to change after marriage.
Exactly.
All right. But going back to the statement about changing people, I believe that it is possible. It is possible to actually change people.
No, you can only change something that wants to be changed.
You can only change something that wants to be changed.
Yeah.
All right.
If I refuse to change, nothing you will do that will aid.
Yeah, but you never can tell until you try. I mean, nothing. I don't think there are parts of the human character that gives you like signs or like this light beam that says, I want to change me.
No, actually, you would know. Because if a situation occurs and someone is remorseful about a situation, empathy comes in, right? Someone is remorseful about a particular situation. You know they are not comfortable with it.
Okay.
So that's a start. You see, it shows you a sign that this person is not really okay with this situation. So why don't you show that person a better way to do things?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm just looking at all the interesting red flags here.
Oh.
All right.
Verbal abuse.
Ooh.
You see, as dicey as physical abuse is,
Okay.
verbal abuse leaves a mark.
Okay.
That even as a counselor or therapist,
Yeah.
it's one of the most difficult things to tackle.
Yeah.
Because now that person's mindset has been altered due to verbal abuse. If someone constantly says something negative about you,
Okay.
it sticks. You start to act based on what that person has said. So that's a very dangerous red flag.
But do you know there are certain people that believe that the best way to correct them is by sometimes insulting them or giving them certain amount of words? I would give you a good example. Growing up, there is, there are people that, I've seen in my society that because they keep telling them, oh, this has happened, you need to change, you're a stubborn person, you did not read in school, your brain is big, your that is that. They now started reading. They now started taking it more seriously. All right, so don't you think that this is also a thing where sometimes verbal abuse can also give a better change in people?
No, it never does.
Okay.
It never does. See, the thing about abuse, see, it's already written abuse, which means it's a negativity on its own, right? So, like I said, it alters your psyche. You start to act based on that. Okay, like you said, you tell someone he's stubborn, he doesn't read, the person starts to, read. But in the future, you see, that's trauma on its own.
Yeah.
In the future, that particular thing will play a negative role because now he believes that the only way to get something done or you want someone to do something is by verbally abusing the person. And not everybody can take verbal abuse. Nobody can take verbal abuse. So it plays a role. At the end of the day, you act from it subconsciously. It's like self-sabotage. So it never works.
That is interesting. There is a lot to learn when it comes to red flags. I mean, I have so many other questions, but I think what I'll probably just do is continue my private lessons. I'll probably just continue my private lessons where I can get more from you. Thank you so much for being on the show. It is so interesting whenever you're here.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. Thank you once more. Thank you once more.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. I hope you're learning one or two things, okay? For those of you that always look out for physical red flags like myself, please, there is a whole lot more to look out for. But do not go away. Do not go anywhere. The show continues. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and we'll be right back, all right? Don't go anywhere. Thank you. Thank you once more.